morning, Dubai. It is your Tuesday morning. Welcome to the Lovin Dubai Daily Live, where we talk about the trending stories that Dubai is talking about. Ramadan Kareem to all of you who are celebrating. Today we're going to be talking about the latest COVID-19 numbers in the UAE and also an Abu Dhabi man who has completed an incredibly inspiring ultra challenge which he created for himself in his apartment. That is 722 kilometers that he finished over 19 days, which is incredible. But the first story I'm going to take you through, this is a video. This has kind of been an ongoing story for a little while. And it's that thousands of residents stuck outside the UAE are urging you to stay home. And the backstory behind this is 29,000 UAE residents were reportedly left outside the UAE when both inbound and outbound flights halted as the country geared up to battle COVID-19. So this happened a little while ago. These people are not Emiratis, but like so many of us, they call the UAE home. And a Facebook group, UAE Expats Stuck Abroad, which currently has approximately about 5,000 members, is helping document their situation. So what's happening is residents are using this Facebook group, and they're also kind of going on to other social profiles to share their plight, which includes kind of heartbreaking stories of teens and children who may have been separated from their parents for longer periods, and then kind of the more standard stories of residents who are simply waiting for passenger flights to resume because they've been left outside. They're checking with the Tajudi service, which we'll talk about in a little bit, which was created by the UAE to help those who are stuck abroad. And then also people are stuck kind of all over the world, and they're hoping that this video that you can see beside me will help increase attention, shed light on their circumstances, and maybe accelerate the process of coming home. So they created the video you can see beside me to show some of the faces of families who are far from home. And their message is that they are, like I said, they are not Emiratis. Like so many of us, they call the UAE home, and they just want to kind of shed light on their situation. I mentioned a second ago that there is a Tajudi service, and this was created by the UAE authorities for anyone stuck abroad to register on, but it is a slow process. And we know that authorities are dealing, we've heard some amazing stories of people coming through already, but I think for the majority of people, it's kind of a dramatic readjustment to life. The Facebook itself is private, but there's also people are sharing similar stories on Twitter, which I have here, we covered yesterday. Even this morning, just before we went live, I was going through our Facebook messages, and there's one apparently from a video of 200 South Africans who are sharing their story with another similar video. And I think it's just kind of a reminder to us all that we're stuck in our apartments. They're kind of adjusting to a whole new reality. One of the stories here, for example, I'm a UAE resident. This was on Twitter, so it's a public story. I'm a UAE resident who visited the UK on official trip, but I've been left stranded since March. My family's in the UAE. My wife and kids are alone with less support and resources. So they're reaching out looking for help. There's another kind of more touching story looking for help. Their husband is stuck in Islamabad and the wife is 8 months pregnant here in the UAE. So they're looking for help. So I think this is just to shed light on it. This is why those videos have been made. Like I said, there is the Tajudi service, and I think there's being updates constantly on that. For people, if you are stuck at home, that's what you need to be getting onto. And we do know that authorities are working tirelessly. Of course, this is unprecedented, what we're living through right now, but that they are dealing with emergency situations first. And we'll move on to our next story. A UAE resident completed a 722-kilometer COVID-19 ultra challenge in his apartment. This is Ultraman Romeo. He is a frontline worker, if you can believe it, in Abu Dhabi. I don't know how he gets the time. And he's an athlete who races for a purpose. So from April 5th until April 24th, he completed his own COVID-19 19 by 19 project, where in total he racked up 722 kilometers in his apartment. So each day he raced 19 kilometers on his treadmill, 19 kilometers on his bike, and he managed to balance his work as an emergency medical technician in an ambulance section for the Emergency and Public Safety Department, along with his other commitments, family, ministry, and so on. He said it wasn't easy, but he does it to inspire people to stay healthy during lockdown. And he also managed to raise 3,500 surgical masks and shields through donations. These are just donations, by the way, that came through friends and family, and those kind of shields, masks, and also I think 3,000 dirham that are going directly to labor employees and frontline workers, which is incredible. This is 45 hours he did in his apartment over 90 days, balancing work. And like he said, he does it as an inspiration. He is he's an ultra athlete anyway, so he's used to these types of distances. But he also said that he wants to remind people you can work and work out in your home. Are you guys working out at home? Are you, Chai? Good morning, Chai. You're looking intently. I mean, this is like, are you laughing?
No.
Have you done, you mentioned your mom is doing yoga, right?
Yoga and Zumba.
And Zumba in her apartment?
Yeah, with Zoom calls.
With Zoom calls, like a class or a...
Class.
That's so cool. And you haven't joined her?
You make me sound so bad.
No, I'm very curious because before COVID-19, I would have been quite regular at the gym, and I haven't found it as easy to do. I think I'm doing I'll do a week where I kind of feel motivated and I'll go home, or when I was working at home I was able to do it, but then I'll have a week where I'm just not able to. But then I read these stories and I'm like, if they're able to complete 45 hours, so that's why I'm putting the question out to you. I'd love to know everyone else's experiences, because yes, some people are able to motivate themselves every day, other people find it harder. On that note, actually, today our Love and Show, we're speaking to Ebru, who's going to talk to us about mental health and dealing with mental health while we're at home. We're going to touch on, I hadn't actually thought about working out, but we'll ask her motivation tips. No, we're also going to talk tips for families, kind of how you can prioritize your own mental health if you have kids. We'll talk about if you're working from home and you're actually thriving working from home, and if you fear going back to the workplace. We'll talk about kind of the change in behaviours that we're all adjusting to. But if you have any questions for a mental health expert, Ebru is her name. Drop them in the live below, and we will be talking to her at 12 p.m. So let us know. So will we move on swiftly from working out?
Maybe. No. Probably.
Yeah, we'll move on swiftly. Maybe we'll take some tips and get back. I think you just have to do, and what we're learning is there's no set parameters for what we need to be living by. We just need to get through the day, whether it's working out or not working out. As long as we're getting up, getting out of bed, that's kind of the main thing.
Yeah.
We'll move on to our final story, the latest COVID-19 numbers in the UAE. These were announced yesterday. 490 confirmed cases brings the total number of cases in the UAE to 10,839. Last night, the Dubai Health Authority also confirmed 112 more recoveries, bringing the total number of recoveries to 2,090. There were also 82 confirmed deaths. For more of our top stories, you can check out Love in Dubai for our daily updates. But before we go, we'll leave you with our isolation diaries. This was shared by Pretty Malik last night, Virgin Radio. How are you doing? They're probably live right now on Chris Fade Show. Good morning, guys. And I just saw it yesterday. She's obviously doing the most she could do at home to have a lot of fun. This reminded me of something I wish I'd thought of when I was 6, but I didn't.
Yeah, I know, right? I was watching the video. I'm like, hey, we could do that.
We could do it, and I never even. We'll just watch it quickly so you can hear the. Kid again. B, I don't know why I didn't think of doing this when I was younger, but races on the floor. And it's just kind of, if you or your family are looking for something fun to do this weekend, staying home, of course, because that's what we're trying to do. That is the goal. Why not break out Mario Party? Guys, those are our top stories. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Have a great one and wash your hands. Bye.